A forest can be a beautiful refuge from our day-to-day activities, but what happens when the forest turns out to harbor something sinister? Let's explore 5 Mr. Ballen stories where the forest was anything but serene. But first, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any new videos. Now, fasten your seatbelts as we get started. First we have, if you hear a bell ringing in the forest, run. In June 2019, Bella, an 18-year-old girl, returned home from college and decided to visit her favorite place, a man-made lake in the forest near her house in France. As she walked along a familiar route through the forest, she heard a bell ringing in the distance. Curious, she continued walking, hoping to discover the source of the sound. Eventually, the bell stopped, and Bella stumbled upon a beaver's body with its head cleanly removed. Alarmed but determined, she pressed on towards the lake. A week later, she visits the lake again, but it starts to rain on the way. A while after passing the dead beaver, she finally decided to turn back, and unexpectedly walked into the hanging body of the beaver, with its head sewn onto its paws. After her initial shock, she realizes that someone just did this, as the beaver was on the ground a short while ago. Terrified, she again hears the bell and sees the bell attached to someone who's chasing her. At number 2 we have a forest so evil it's illegal to enter. In 1906, Dr. William C. Clark and his wife Harriet visited Litchfield County in Connecticut to find a location for their second home. They stumbled upon the ominously named Dark Entry Forest, a secluded and enchanting area. Driven by its beauty, they decided to build their home there, despite all the local builders refusing to take on the project. Dr. Clark, unaware of the forest's cursed reputation, built a cabin in the Dark Entry Forest. Every summer and major holiday, the couple enjoyed their peaceful retreat. However, in 1918, Dr. Clark was called into work for a medical emergency, leaving Harriet alone. When he returned a few days later, he finds his wife screaming uncontrollably as if she had lost her mind, speaking to the horror that has plagued the area for over 100 years. The next story is Teen Terrorized by Creature in Forest. In 2010, a 17-year-old boy's father suddenly passed away, leaving the family devastated. They decided to sell their family cabin near Mount Bachelor in Oregon, a place filled with fond memories. Before selling it, the boy asked his mother if he could spend some more time there to pay his respects. He went to the cabin with his father's car and his dog Midnight. On the 3rd day of his visit, things got weird. It had just snowed, and when he took his dog Midnight out to relieve herself, he found footprints in the snow, leading from the woods and around the cabin. Later that night, he hears something on the balcony. When he investigates, he sees footprints in the snow. Terrified, he cowers in his bed with his dog. After a sleepless night of someone or something tapping on the windows and roof, the sun finally comes up. When he checks outside, he can't believe what he sees. At number 4, here comes Family Haunted by Something in the Woods, the Diane and Keith Williams story. Keith and Diane, high school sweethearts from London, Ohio, moved into a secluded forest house after getting married. While Keith was at work, Diane heard scampering sounds outside and dismissed it, assuming it was an animal. One night, she saw a set of eyes looking back at her, but dismissed it as a dog. Later, she saw a human figure with glowing eyes peering through their living room window. Frightened, she called the police, but they found nothing, causing her husband to doubt her story. Months passed without incident until Keith saw someone stalking around his house. He called a friend, and they found footprints 20 feet away, indicating someone had jumped from the roof. Determined, Keith and his friend Dennis tracked the footprints into the forest. They find a cabin with a large cage in it. Neither Keith, his friend, nor the police can determine what was in the cage or what has been stalking around his cabin. And last we have U.S. Marine Hunted by Unidentified Creature, the Jeff Boiler story. In 1997, Jeff Boiler, a former Marine and police officer, moved to Oregon to reconnect with nature. A friend who was the elected sheriff offered him a job as a deputy sheriff in a nearby rural county. One day, Jeff decided to hike to a remote area of the forest where he'd buried a friend years ago. As he ventured into the unmarked Cascade Mountains, he saw a figure watching him. The 8-foot-tall, hairy creature was not human. Unable to draw his weapon, Jeff climbed a tree for a better view, but found nothing. Jeff soon found himself off track, and since he didn't have any supplies, he started backtracking to head home. Suddenly, he hears trees falling behind him. Panicking, he ran downhill, pursued by crashing trees. He reached his car terrified and managed to escape. He heads directly to the sheriff's office and reports this incident. Despite the incredible story, the sheriff simply replies that incidents like that happen all the time in that forest. These stories are a reminder that forests are wild, unknown places, and we don't know who or what could be out there. Mr. Ballen is an amazing storyteller. Be sure to watch his videos. The links to each video is in the description. If you have any other stories that you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. Until next time, stay safe and keep your eyes peeled for the strange, dark, and mysterious.